This is
But
my thing. This is my thing,
promise
yo. I'm
years ago. Years ago.
okay. I'm like, say you're a cute girl,
Thank you.
but anyway, I so growing up, and I'm not that old. I just had a birthday a couple weeks ago. I'm 43, right?
Hmm.
So I grew up in the 80s and 90s. So um I can recall the problem is, unfortunately, in our culture, um we 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 don't appreciate or value things that are different because we weren't exposed to a lot. So me making this statement is saying growing up I was into the arts, okay? Drawing and painting. Even I went to a magnet school, visual arts. We
Hmm.
do video and stuff like that. So in those kind of genres and arenas, it wasn't a lot of black girls checking for me or being around me. It was white women and hippie type and others. And I love black women. The point I'm
Yeah.
saying, I really didn't start getting play until I started playing ball. Started playing basketball, football. Here come the black women. But
Uh,
before, me doing artistic things and expression, um, you know, not getting no play is kind of, and that's kind of what I hate. Like, there's the unsaid kind of like black people nigga rules. Like, you got to play ball, you got to have a pit bull, you
yep.
got to know how to play dominoes, you got to drink Hennessy.
Drive a
That's
charger.
BS, man. Black people, we're layered just like any other culture of people. All right, you got the bourgeoisie, you got the dusties, you got the hoods, you got the elites.
Hmm.
The thing is, a lot of times our women, which is different with other women, they appreciate the value in whatever you are. You don't have to be a star football player. You don't have to be a dope boy trapping
Facts.
for
I
Becky
don't
to like
know.
me or Maria to pay me attention. But
I
for
don't know if I
big
believe
booty,
that.
but well, I'm telling you, as a man dealing with women, big booty Tamika, that's cute to me. I got to be able to play ball for her to pay attention to me. While meanwhile, Maria, that's in my art class with me, uh, appreciates the talent that I have as an artist. You know what I'm saying? Where Shantae may think I'm lame, and that's the problem. So now when these guys make it, and here come Tamika and all them, like, what about us? What about me? The deuce is like, F you, because you weren't around when I was coming up doing these things. So why would I check for you now? Because on the come up, you weren't checking for me. And that's very hurtful to a lot of men. And and
Hmm.
Facts.
and, and it's ridiculous because I'm the same guy I was 20 years ago. It's just the fact I wasn't into what you thought was cool. Now, a lot of times what ends up happening, these women are older and they washed up. Now they want to latch on to something. And the guys are like, hey, forget it, beat it. I'll go be with Maria. I'll go be with Anna or whoever it is
Chun
because
Li.
yeah, whatever your cup of tea is, and like I said, I'm saying all this with just
Hmm.
a caveat that I love black women, but I can understand what brothers have, like they throw their hands up because it's like if I'm not, the guy, a lot of times again the girls that you want in earlier in life, now they want you and you can see them and they washed up and it's like
Yep.
this is not the version of you now because you got 2 and 3 kids and you 40 now, you willing, hey, it's like, nah, get out of here. So a lot of that's where it comes from. And other women are more willing to accept whatever I am at that point and have the foresight to see that I'm going somewhere. Even if I'm
Mm,
broke now, they're like, okay, I see this guy's an up and coming actor, this guy's a starving artist, this
Hmm.
guy is doing this and that, where kind of the black girl at the time, not all, but a lot of times this is the case. And this is why when a lot of the times you see these men as they, become something, they kind of, you see them with something else because, and then when you go and do the research and talk to them, they explain this like, yeah, they never, or they said I was ugly or they made fun of me or blah, 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 whatever the case is. So,
yep.
Okay. Well, let me ask you guys a question too, because again, the clip that I did with that I showed of Santana, and we ain't speaking. I'm going to get you next here too, where she said, black men cater to me, and I was, just saying Spanish women experience with black men that say they treat me different than I see that they treat black women. So, and that's also to say that I think that black women, when they get with white men, treat white men completely different than they do with black men. So, is that a thing where when you are dating out, do they get treated differently from black women?
That's
Say it
somewhat
again.
true.
You
You
said
want me
dating
to
out
answer
doing
or
what?
Derek?
When you dating out, let's say you're dating someone, Maria, you
So I've
treat her.
dated. So I'm also I'm a veteran. I'm a military guy. So I can say I've dated different types of women. My preference is black women, but I've dated
Mhm.
more. I've had a harder time with black women than any other woman. But in black women's defense, that's just because I've dated more black women. So of course, if you eat something more, if I eat cheeseburgers, more likely run into bad ones. It's not because but again, the experience, the reason, the overall experience and the nature was just more pleasant. The only reason a lot of times these relationships didn't work out was just at the end of the day they weren't relatable.
Gotcha.
Because again, the aesthetics that most black men are attracted to is y'all. It's just your attitudes are funky. This is why a lot of times they end up being with other women. And like you just said it earlier, all the other
Mhm.
women are getting the attributes that you guys have
Mhm.
because this is what men are attracted to, which shows most women are attracted to black men. A lot of white men just now recently, but a lot of white men don't like fat booties and stuff. They're that's overweight. But
Right.
now even their women are doing it because you get the attention of black men. And black men, a lot of women, whatever. I don't know what people think that's not the truth. But again, being overseas in other countries, women love black men. So they know that. So they get y'all's full lips. They get all the benefits and the powers that y'all got without the weaknesses. And it's so simple for y'all to change is the attitude and the outlook. Because most black men
Yes.
want y'all. The
Mhm.
problem is that your attitude is stank. So I'm gonna go over to the black woman diet or the light version and get the same all the benefits without the rigmarole. Plain and simple.
I got you. I'm
I mean, that's
I'm
what
gonna
it is. I'm
get
keeping it a buck. I've been everywhere across the world, and this is what it is. Dudes be marrying out because their first choice, if you really ask them deep down, is a black woman.
Yep.
But the
That's the first
attitude
time
is
I heard that.
bad, the fitness is poor. So it's like, you know what? I'm gonna go
Mm.
down here to Brazil. I'm gonna go to DR. I'm gonna go over here in Thailand. You know what I'm saying?
Can't lie.
yeah.
And get
Can't lie.
cooperation.
Yep.
Yeah.
If I went over, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Well, I just want to shout out Sir Hell Speaks. Thank you so much for the super chat. This is my guy. I was on his panel a couple days ago, and it is amazing. If y'all don't know who Sir Hell Speaks is, when I tell you this powerful man of God, y'all go follow him, please. But I want to get We Ain't Signing. I know he's been hanging out. And then we'll get you also too, God will. But go ahead, We Ain't Signing. What you have for
Good
me? I know
morning.
you got some.
Yeah, well, we talked about this before. So, good morning, Courtney. Good morning to the panel, to the chat. Thank you for allowing me on. I
Mhm.
have two. I'll answer the question in two ways. So, first, I will answer it like this: Millennials and Generation X were programmed to want black women, right? Black women definitely have the first right of refusal, right? Generation X, I think that's where black women are going to have a tougher time because Black Generation X don't have the same type of programming as millennials and Gen X, right? They don't see themselves um tied to the black community in the same way as the millennials and Generation X, right? Dating out for them is a little bit more, do what you want to do. Now, do black women compete with Latina women? I would say no, because for the majority, black women don't feel they should compete for men in the first place, right? Now,
Facts.
with the whole sin thing, right? Black men are consistent in all relationships, right? Black men will do for you, right? Now, the reason why she says black men cater is because black men treat their women better than other groups of men, right? Let's look at R&B back in the day. Usher, Jodeci, whatever, right? You see how the men used to sing and talk about all the things I'll do for you, I'll drink your bathwater, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You can't hear that in other races of music, right? Because we
Mhm.
internalize music, right? So
Mhm.
when Jodeci, Brownstone, Babyface, when they got on there and say, "Yo, I'm gonna do this for you, woman. I'm gonna do that for you, woman," dudes were out here doing that, right? So when another race of woman sees that in a man, of course they're going to say, yeah, we get adored, we get doted on, et cetera, because their men don't do that. So when it comes to that, it's not that black men are treating other women better, it's just that black women don't value that treatment from a black man. And then now when we go on
That's
to
a
the
fact.
to now when we go on to when black women are with white men, well, I mean, you have female content creators always saying, right, black men are dominated by the dominant race. So according to according to the black woman psyche, oh, she got the number one dude, so of course she gonna act right because she can't get left. Because two reasons: black men don't dump women, they will deal with stuff. And that black woman know that's with a white man, she can get left. So she gonna act right because he can leave her for his own people, and she understands that. But when black women are with black men, they're like, oh, where he going? Right? I can get another one tomorrow, right? But can you say the same thing for a white man, Asian man, whatever you into, right? And I'll close with that.
Damn. A lot of
Well,
facts.
there you go. And I think that's interesting because you did bring up our songs, and now, of course, they would be called men simping.
Right, but yeah, but we were programmed, right? You know what I mean? From like, let's say from the 80s. I know we're not supposed to mention, R. Kelly, but like, that from the 80s to 2000. That's what R&B was, right? It was all about how we cater to our women. So if your generation
Before that, you can go back to the Motown time.
Yep.
well, I mean, I'm just saying, I'm just speaking for Generation X and Generation X and millennials. But yeah, of course, more time as well. But I'm just speaking for, I'm 43, so I can speak most about my generation.
Yeah, me too. I'm Gen
Yeah.
X.
Yeah, I'm 43 too.
Yeah. Shout out Kay. Welcome to the stream. But she did bring up something good that I thought was interesting as well too.
Boo.
So y'all boo my friend. So, but this is true. So, and I'm under the impression, and I totally get what black men are saying, and I think you are absolutely correct when it comes to dating out, especially with Spanish women. They're taught different. They come with a different vibe, a passion that I think men love. Beauty as well. Where black men are saying this is damn near the whole package. But then you also see when we are marrying and we have a high rate, that interracial relationships are getting divorced at the exact same rate. So is it truly a difference betwing women?
I will say this. So I will say this because we had
All
this
right, I'm gonna
discussion
get you
before.
also, Mr. Prenup.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I will say this. I believe that America in general, regardless of race, do not produce functioning marriages, right? If we look at the statistics, like 70%, 60, 70% of first year marriages in the first 7 years end up in divorce. I just don't think Americans in general can stay married for long periods of time. So, because even now, I live in China, right? I've been living in China for the past 14 years. Nothing but white guys coming here from Europe and the US because they're done with their women as well. So this is not solely a racial
Black
thing. It's
thing,
racial
yeah.
for us, but this is not solely a racial thing. This is Western men kind of tired of the fifth wave or the fourth, whatever wave of feminism there is right now. So there's droves of men coming to Thailand, coming to Cambodia. Philippines is number one, and then China, like northeast China and south, because those are the two places where like they swarm to, where they're just like, you know what, I'm done. And white men are catnip to Asian women. They go crazy. So,
Yeah.
so I mean, if we want to keep it a buck, white UK men and white US men are leaving in droves. So it's not just our problem.
Yeah. And shout out to the voice of reason saying retired military, 22 years, been around the world 7 times. The craziest things I saw from women didn't come from Black women, i.e. divorce, custody, spiteful. So, I mean, we have our differences, of course, and everyone has a different experience, but it's something to be said if I have, and prenup, I'm going to get you too, but I have literally, 5 men saying the exact same thing. I mean, for me, it is something to be said. And like I stated before, as a Black woman, I hate hearing it. And I don't know if you guys care or what Black men think when they see a Black woman being submissive to a white man and being all that she should have been with the Black man and she's doing this to the white man. How does that make you guys feel? Do you care, or do you kind of look aside? I'm like, how do you guys feel? Answer that first, but Mr. Rucker, I'll get that, and then if you guys can answer that for me, because I'm really curious what you guys think.
I personally don't care. I did find myself, it's crazy because I got two sons, and like I said, my wife's Black, so I got 2 Black sons. And my wife, she actually cares that she prefers for them to marry a Black woman. I don't have a preference, but she prefers that, and she also want a daughter or whatever. And they, we had a conversation about, that she said, well, you have a daughter, you carry your daughter to marry a white man. And I was like, no, I don't care. But then eventually I thought about it, from a sexual standpoint, that bothered me. I don't know why. Cause I don't have a problem with white people at all. At all. But from a sexual standpoint, it's like, I don't know why that bothers me. And I thought about it. I said, well, maybe that's how she feels. I said, maybe that's how Black women feel, right? Like on the surface, I don't care. But I say from a sexual standpoint, just thinking about it, would it be my daughter, some other Black woman, whatever, like that would actually bother me. So I guess for me, it's, I don't even want to say it's 50-50 or it's, up and down. But for like the most part on the surface level, I don't care. But I guess if it personally affected me, I guess I would care. I don't know why. I haven't figured it out yet. So I can't really answer why. When I figure out, I'll let you know. But yeah, that's for me.
Yeah. What you got for me, Mr. Rucker?
Well, when it comes to that question, with me, if it's a younger Black woman, I do have a little bit of weird feelings about it. Like, what's she doing with him? But if it's an older Black woman that hit the wall, she looks like she's out of shape. Like, yeah, go ahead, knock yourself out, be with a white man. Like, I don't care. It's like, everybody deserves to be happy. But real quick, because I'm on my break, but this topic hit me personally because I'm in a interracial relationship with a Hispanic
saw your
woman.
comment.
Yeah, so this is like, whoa, damn, she calling me in a little way.
I'm coming for you.
Yeah, so and it determines, like, I don't know if she's going to make it past January because that's when mediation's coming on. I'm not kidding around with the prenup. So when the whole origin about us, like, looking at Latina women, they just come up with a better offer. Now, it's not all Latina, like all of them, just because you're different. Oh, we're just going to like them. Like, no, they have to be really raised traditional. They can't be like Americanized because that's going to be a turnoff. There's not much difference. It's like, okay, you're not different from what I'm already getting at home. So we want traditional values. And these other races of women, they come with that. We don't have to ask. We don't have to plead. They just demonstrate it on the first time you call them, and they demonstrate it on the first date. So it's much easier just to be with them and just to plan for them. Like, I think I could see her being my wife. We naturally go for Black women first. Most Black men, I can't speak for everyone, but we naturally do that. But after bad date after bad date after bad date, like, it adds up, and we starting to get older. It's like, you know what? Let me be a little bit curious and see what else is out there. Let me go where I'm appreciated. And boom, another race of a woman that we never even considered just treats us so well. Like, I can't turn down this offer. We may still have like a piece of our heart with the Black woman forever because we came from a Black woman, but it's like, damn, they just changed their attitude or just went back to the old days like our grandmas used to be, and just be submissive, no matter if you have a job or not. Just can you at least appreciate us so we won't have to look that other way? But it starts in high school. Like everyone says, like, it starts from high school, then it adds up after another. It's like, you know what? I'm getting old. Let me see what's out there. So we just got to go where we appreciate it. So it's not competition. It's just We just like luxury. That's all.
Well, let me ask you this before you get off your break, because I saw your comment and you said you're engaged right now to was she Latina woman?
Yeah, she's Mexican.
Yes.
She's not Mexican American. She's Mexican.
Okay, she's Mexican. Okay,
Yeah.
But then you dated Black women. So if there was, what is the biggest difference that you see in your relationship with her, as far as with her culture maybe and how she treats you, than the other Black women that you dated? What is the biggest thing that you can tell and be like, you know what, I can't go back?
Well, I can't go back because naturally I love Black women and Latina women. And my friends like kind of kid with like, maybe where did all the good Black women go? Like, either they already married or they with the Nation of Islam. It's just, they just so disciplined. It's like, you don't have to ask. So when this woman comes along and just makes that offer, she comes up with just being humble. Curiosity, what do you do? And she's just happy of whatever I did. She's just happy that I have a job. I don't have to have a 6-figure job. I don't have to be white collar, even though I am. She just likes it, and she just comes home and cooks and says, hey, I got something for you. I didn't even have to ask, and I just got used to that. So